Hey guys, it's Lisa from the blog Farmhouse on Boone.com, and today I want to share with you kind of a spin on a concept I've already talked about here on this channel and on my blog, and that is hand-poured beeswax candles. Recently I was at a thrift shop and I saw this little ceramic crock thing for like $3. And I was thinking how it would be really pretty to make a multi-wick candle in this. So just kind of a reclaimed vessel. And then I went around my house and I found this old crock that my husband's grandma gave us that don't really have too much of a use for, but I was thinking it would be a really nice candle. And then I also have this, I believe it's a sugar dish by J&G Meekin. And I came up with it from a thrift shop at some point. I snagged this, but it was sitting on my shelves. And I was thinking this would also make a really nice little candle. So I thought I should do a video kind of sharing my idea of making a candle as opposed to in a mason jar or something like that, but in a reclaimed vessel. I want to do this tutorial with this larger one just to show how to make a multi-wick candle. I'm also going to do one more variation, and that is add some cocoa butter, because I use cocoa butter in things like body butters and lip balms, and it has an amazing smell. It just smells so strong, like chocolate. So I'm gonna throw in some of this just to see how it smells and just to see how it burns as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take a glass bowl and put it over my pot here that has a little bit of water in the bottom. I'm gonna bring it to a boil, so I have a double boiler situation here. I'm gonna add a pound of these beeswax pellets. I got these on Amazon, I'll link them below. I use these for all my candles because they're so small, they melt really easily. If you have access to a local beekeeper, then you can just shave the block of beeswax that they give you down. I am also going to add a half a cup of coconut oil, and then I'm gonna add about a cup of the cocoa butter. You're not really able to measure this out completely when it's so hard like this, so it'll just be an estimation, but about a cup. I'm just gonna bring this over to my stove and get it melting in my double boiler, and then I'll show you the rest of this process. While that's going, I'm gonna show you how to put the wicks in this crock, because that's what we're gonna need to do before we pour in the wax. So I'm just gonna use a hot glue gun. I'm gonna let it get nice and hot, and then I'm just going to attach my wicks where I want them in my crock. Now these are wicks that I found on Amazon. I will link it below. They came 50 in a bag, so I'll have them for a while. But I'm first going to measure out where I think this would be centered, kind of like a triangle. And I'm gonna mark those spots before I put them in with my hot glue gun. I'm basically just going to eyeball it, and I can wipe this off if it's not right, and find a nice centered triangle. Nothing too scientific about this, but I do want it to be sort of centered. Then I'm going to place my hot glue on those 3 spots and add the wicks. Next, I'm just gonna use something that I have to hold the wicks up while pouring in the wax. So I have colored pencils. You could also, of course, use some skewers if you have those, or popsicle sticks. Anything you can think of that will hold the wick or wicks up while you're pouring in the wax will be perfectly effective for this. So after that, the only thing left to do is to pour in the wax. This candle already has the most delicious chocolate smell. It's going to take quite a while to set up because it's so much wax in one container. I also wanted to give a tip about beeswax candles because I have several around my house that I made for my last tutorials for the blog and the YouTube channel. And a lot of times when you're finished burning them, there's still a little bit of wax left around the outside. They do burn quite a while, but then you have a little bit left around the outside. So you can put those all in your oven, melt them down, and then re-pour them in with a new wick, which is another great reason to have quite a few extra wicks laying around, and then also make them from so many different candle vessels, which is really, really fun and a unique gift idea for friends and family. Well, thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I hope I've inspired you to look around at a thrift shop or antique shop next time you're out and just keep an open mind about what you can make candles from. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. I make 2 new videos every week on food from scratch, natural living, and a handmade home. Thank you so much for stopping by the farmhouse.